In a strategic effort to address climate change and its impact on Nigeria, the Kids and Teens Resource Center, in collaboration with the Nigerian Youth Sustainable Development Goals Initiative and the Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany, hosted a crucial community dialogue on Tuesday, 8 October 2024. Held in Akure, the event brought together a diverse group of stakeholders, including youth groups, people with disabilities, civil society organizations, religious and traditional leaders, and key government officials. The focus: climate action and Nigeria's national climate policies. In her opening remarks, Mrs. Folashade Bamigboye, Executive Director of Kids and Teens Resource Center, highlighted the urgency of collective responsibility in tackling climate change.
Nigeria's national climate policy and climate action. The meeting that we're holding today is on a project that deals with empowering youth, civil society to build stronger communities in Nigeria. It is funded by the Nigerian Youth SDG Network and the German government, German embassy. And we believe that whatever action that we want to take as a people, it requires collective effort. What we're seeing today in terms of climate change is also because people are taking action. Maybe recently we heard of the flood that happened in Ondo. Yes, it's because some people disposed refuse where they were not supposed to dispose it, and there was blockage in some places and the water could not flow. So we see farmers these days also complaining about their crops, maybe when they thought rain should have fallen and crops should have grown, there was no rain, a lot of changes that we're seeing with our weather. So we want everybody to be part of this discussion. We're going to be having a community dialogue. It's a dialogue. It means that we're going to be talking. It's not the kind of meeting where we call and we just make presentations and we're writing notes. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your perspective, where there are going to be group questions where we share everybody into groups and you discuss and come up with ideas, with solutions on what we can do. Because whatever we do today, it will also affect the future, it will affect our children. And if we don't start to look at those issues, now if you look at the statistics, Nigeria is among one of the countries that are rated, high when it comes to issues around global climate change.
Keynote addresses followed, with representatives from various sectors, traditional leaders, religious groups, and government officials, emphasizing the need for unified efforts in tackling climate change.
Just like we're trying to do the climate change to effect some changes so that it doesn't affect us. So also we are playing a call so that we will not have food shortage and we will not have our plants dead.
I want to say that I'm delighted to be part of this event that seems to foster the platform where we can deliberate and exchange ideas on issues that have to do with our environment, the common home that we have, and we need to protect it and manage it in a sustainable way.
Thank God for what we are experiencing. We first learned that those people, we all enjoy AC when they started tapping the ozone layer to make weather to be cool. We are now experiencing the suffering. The rise in temperature, the air waves, the rise in sea level, they all gather together to be affecting us. In fact, the rain that did not come at the proper time is an evidence of the change in climate, and we are all feeling it. It's now trying
to of that nature. When we are being called, we are going to answer the call and we continue to partner with you. As for this program, the climate change, we thank God that we have not been observing national disaster in Nigeria, if not of recent, that we are witnessing this. The cold period is a period that should be noticed by every individual, most especially those of us that live in the waterlogged environment, such as where there are streams, rivers, well, even gully erosion. Those are the areas where there used to be problem when we are in the cold season. And we pray that in the nearest future we won't be treating people for some illness.
Relates with us now, contest. Yeah. So first, we just want to look at Nigeria's national climate policy. Can I stand here?
Mr. Emmanuel Adamolekun, project lead of Empowering Youth Civic Society to Build Stronger Communities in Nigeria, provided an overview of the climate situation in Nigeria. He detailed the severe consequences, ranging from unpredictable weather patterns to devastating floods and rising temperatures, all leading to the increased cases of air and waterborne diseases.
You know what NDC is and the NAP practice conclusion. So please, next slide. I don't know if I have leisure to ask questions what climate change is to you in your own language, or how you understand climate change. Temperature has been mentioned primarily due to human activities. That's when burning, which increases air heat trapping greenhouse gas level in the Earth's atmosphere. I don't know if you've heard about this word, these two words, ozone layer. I don't know what I've heard ozone layer. So ozone layer is what is protecting the sun heat or radiation from hitting us. Without the ozone layer, if the sun radiation should have touched us on our skin would just burn off. So what happens is that global warming, due to human activities like fuel burning and all those things, it has caused heat trapping in the greenhouse gas level, that means the ozone layer, and this has altered the Earth's climate patterns over the decades. I hope you know that climate change is not just a recent talk. It has been over 50 years. Scientists have been warning about human activities, industrial activities. So you can see that the greenhouse gases, the Earth is getting hotter due to the greenhouse gas effects. And the greenhouse gases act as an invisible blanket wrapped around the Earth, trapping the sun heat and raising the Earth temperature. And look at what these gases are from: using gasoline for driving cars, coal for heating a building, land clearing, and cutting down forests. We've all mentioned this. But I want to ask a question: can we do without driving petrol-fueled cars? It's possible, right? Is it achievable in Nigeria? Sea ice. So now look at the climate change impact. Regional assessments now. When we mean region, Nigeria is divided into 6 geopolitical regions. So we want to look at it now. In the northwest and the northeast, there is an increasing temperature and drought. That means there is no rainfall. And this has affected migration of farmers in search of more fertile terrain from the northeast towards the greener plateau and middle belt region. Yes or no? I know this has led to the farmer and herdsmen conflicts, right? There is not enough grass for the cows to feed on, so they are now migrating. So we can see the impact.
A key moment of the event saw participants breaking into groups to review existing climate policies, brainstorm solutions, and create a localized action plan for Ondo State. This discussion explored how national policies could be adapted to meet the specific needs of their communities.
Take after the first report, we'll take us.
So subject of matter is as regards climate policies that should be prioritized. Thank you. So our subject of concern is climate policies that should be prioritized. So the goal is to mitigate climate change, have a greener and sustainable environment. So our policies are tailored around that. So I will break it down into like 3 subsections. We have forest reform. That's we are talking about reforms as regards
a verse from the scriptures. It says that where there is no vision, the people perish. So our vision is that we want a community where there is drainage system, a proper one, afforestation. We want a community whereby every house will have at least a tree. And then we want a proper waste management, a community that has enforcement of environmental laws, and then awareness of climate change. So basically, what we are saying in essence is that we want a community that has a clean, healthy, and aesthetically pleasing environment that is resilient to climate change impact in a sustainable manner. Thank you.
lack of public awareness when the targeted people that are supposed to implement all this policy, the local.
My name is Senior High Chief Shola Hadegbamire. I am the Asai of Akure Kingdom. It's a good program. That's why I'm here, because sometimes if we don't
This could be
participate
adapted
in
to
something
meet
like
the
this,
specific
we will not have the
needs of their
knowledge to pass to our
communities.
people. They cannot do it all alone, and we
Energized by the
cannot do it all alone.
conversations,
But
had this to say.
once we are equipped with this kind of knowledge, we will go back to our community and share it with our people, because they need to know what are the things that they need to do in order to curb this climate change negative
My name is
effect.
Comrade Tolak Badamasi, the chairperson, Women Journalists Ondo State, Ondo Nawaj. It's a highly welcoming idea and a very good activity for today, because it's actually going to increase our perspectives in farming, especially now that by the grace of God we've gotten farmland for farming, and to ensure that this dialogue will actually enhance and broaden our knowledge on what to do and how to do whatever farming we are going to go into. And we've gotten the idea that because of the groups that have been, divided into, we've gotten ideas that most crops grow in certain areas and don't grow in certain areas, and the effect of the crops in the community. So each Nawajans in their plot of farms, they will certainly know what they should grow at a certain period, and they will know the effect of that crop in the climate. That's why I'm so happy, and I give kudos to the kids and teens for this beautiful outcome.
My name is Ogumokun Olatunbo Sofemi. As far as I'm concerned, attending this kind of program to me brings consciousness. And whenever you are conscious about anything, you do better on it because it is always on your mind. So attending this program has made me to know and understand more that the issue of environment should be handled with utmost concern and seriousness in order to have a better society. Number one takeaway is that this environment we have, if we don't want to destroy ourselves, we shouldn't destroy the environment, because environment is very, very sensitive. If we treat the environment badly, environment has the way of revenging. It will also treat the people badly. So for us to have a better society, for us to live a very good life, and for us to enjoy our stay on this planet Earth, we should all do whatever is in our capacity to protect our environment from every hazardous activity that can make it injurious to our existence. As far as I'm concerned, number one is to be an agent of change. Agent of change in the sense that so far I am knowledgeable, sensitive, and have some understanding about the issue of environment. I think I should be somebody that will be orientating others that doesn't have much knowledge about it. Then number two, I should be somebody that should be example to follow. Because if you are telling people not to do something and you yourself is not doing it, it is easy for them to do what? To listen to you. But in a situation whereby you that is telling them not to do it, you are doing it, definitely you are not a good example. So I should be a good example for people as far as the issue of handling environment better is concerned, so that others can follow suit.
Akeju, the project manager, climatology, Ministry of Agric. Like I will say, I really appreciate the program, particularly as it deals with my discipline, because we are talking of climate, and all along, we've been taking records, and we realize that what we have nowadays, we are now having a departure from what it has been for the weather. What's it called? The weather parameters of the state. So having this program, I'm so happy because one, now it enlightened us and it even gave us an insight to many things, particularly about the reasons for change in the climate we're now having nowadays. So with that one, I think I'm highly elated even attending the program. Yeah, the very first one is self-discipline. We need to be disciplined as far as environment is concerned. Somebody said it, and it was a very tangible point that environment is our landlord, and that thing I think I sincerely hold on to it. Environment is our landlord, and that is because most of our problems emanate from the environment. It all depends on how we deal with the environment. The moment we don't treat the environment well, then definitely we don't expect good treatment from our environment. And so that one, I think, is very, very key. So I really, I hold on to that one. And at the same time that we need to be, as it is said, we really need to start enlightening each other, trying to talk to each other, trying to make people realize that this is the essence of keeping good environment. So those are the things I think they are all very genuine that I've taken, at least my own takeaway.
I am Taufik Idowu Abdul Karim, an associate of the Youth Activator Lab for NG Youth SDG. In as much as we are trying to have a more sustainable and greener environment, some of the knowledge I gained here made me think about some possible and probable solutions that are sustainable into having a better and greener society. All right, some of the key takeaways are like improvements in afforestation. We need to discourage deforestation, and we need to encourage afforestation. Also, we need to tilt towards renewable energy, as we know that the Paris Agreement of 2015, in which Nigeria partly signed, talk about the 1.5 degrees Celsius and having the emission. So it's very much important we tilt towards renewable energy and lowering carbon emission. And lastly, we need to look at climate smart agriculture. There are so many crops and so many initiatives and systems under agriculture that we can incorporate into agricultural system, which can help mitigate this climate action. After this dialogue, I'm going to step down some of the knowledge I've gotten down here to my localities, because as it is noted that we all need to put in collective efforts. And so many people in the localities do not really understand some of this climate jargon. They might possibly know that there is flooding or some other things, but they don't really know how this affected us. So I'm stepping it forward to the localities, let them know the dangers and effects of this climate change and what are the solutions and things they need to know. And in return, I might get some other creative and sustainable solution in which I can suggest in some other discussion like this, and I can
My
implement.
name is Lamansi Peter, a representative from Plugin Nigeria Club Futa chapter. Before, I don't really know about climate action policy, but coming to this program, I now know about the policies that in place regarding climate action. And during the community dialogue, I learned a lot because our team was told to come up with a vision for the for the community we are, and we had afforestation, that is planting of trees. We have proper drainage system for the community to reduce flood and erosion, and we also have the awareness and creating climate action, climate change education for people, especially the local communities. According to what the man said, he said if we treat our environment as our landlord, there are some things we not do to our environment. So taking my environment as my landlord, that means the way I respond to my environment, that's how it is going to respond to me back. So now I'm going to treat my environment with so much care, so much consciousness that anything I do to my environment is going to reflect it back to me. If I do good to my environment, it's going to do good to me, and if I do bad to my environment, it's going to do bad to me.
Right, my name is Adivisolumde Emmanuel. I am the assistant project manager for Enactors Futa. Honestly speaking, I would say that I've learned a lot. At least coming to see brilliant minds. Our adults, our mothers, fathers coming to discuss an issue like this. So, and then getting to hear from them as a youth, I would say that I've learned a lot concerning climate action. So one of the things I'll go home with is the part of awareness to our youth from the basic level of education to the tertiary level. I would do it differently. I would say that there's nothing different that I want to put in place now, because already my organization, Enactors Futa, what we do in Enactors is we give change to the environment through entrepreneurial action. And just like I rightly said during the course of the program, that we convert banners into bags. And then there's this project too that we're working on at the moment, that is gas detector. There was an issue that happened at Itaoshin, where there was gas explosion. And so, all of these things are things that we are doing already. So I would say that already I'm in it.
I am Folashade Bamgoye, the Executive Director of Kids and Teens Resource Center. I'm so excited about this program that it has finally come to be. We are being supported by the Nigerian Youth SDG Network and the German Mission in Nigeria to build stronger communities. And today we had a community dialogue with key stakeholders in the communities, the religious leaders, the traditional leaders, the media, the government agencies. They were all in the same room talking about how we can take action to build stronger communities, because that it is the responsibility of everyone to preserve the environment. Like one of the participants said, the environment is our home. If we don't protect, if we don't preserve the environment, then we will not have anywhere to live in. This project has given us the capacity to, educate our communities, to educate influencers, to educate people that can take action to ensure that we have a stronger society. Like we had the conversation in the room, we would like to recommend that the government review our policies to be in line with the current realities that we see today in terms of climate change, in terms of global house warming, and to make sure that whatever policies that we are implementing is also people friendly. People can apply it and also respond to it. We've been educated today. A lot of discussions have gone on, and the participants have been educated. I know that they will go back to their communities with a new mindset and a new mentality when it comes to taking action, doing the little things that they can do, even right from their community, to ensure that we have a better climate and ensure that we have a good environment.
I am Adamoleko Emmanuel, the program manager for the Empowering Civil Societies for Stronger Communities in Nigeria project, a project being funded by the Network of Youth for Sustainable Development and the German Mission in Nigeria. I'm really excited to lead this project, and this project has been exciting for our participants, the participants of the step-down training and the community dialogue, where we've been able to, our knowledge about the Nigerian climate policies has improved, and we've also contributed to taking, enduring and effective climate actions to protect our environment here in Ondo State. So I'm really excited to be here, and I want to thank our funders. I also want to thank my project team. I want to say hi to Buki, hi to Maswell, hi to my CEO, Auntie Shade. I want to also say thank you to everyone who had contributed to our participants. We want to say we are grateful.
Climate action. Climate action.
The event ended with a strong commitment from all stakeholders, governments, civil society, religious institutions, and the youth, working together to take